Hello everybody, welcome to the second segment of the episode / the second video. We have more of like a general topic for this second segment, and that is that you could probably tell from the title or the thumbnail or whatever. Are projects like comic book movies, are they not comic accurate enough? Like that's a very big talking point that people have talked about for pretty much for years now at this point. And the reason why we're kind of talking about this now is because I'm sure a lot of you have seen it, but I know we saw it. The Lantern's producer a while ago made a very dumb joke and said that that we called it Lanterns because the green was goofy.
Yeah.
Which was very dumb of him to say. He's now retroactively taking it back because of how much people got on his ass for it. But he has now kind of spoken again after, and basically, like in this interview,
Can I just make a little interjection? I think James Gunn's Twitter syndrome is infecting the entirety of the DCU at this point.
Possibly, that is a good point. But basically, the Lantern's producer gave a new interview talking about it, the showrunner, and the very first thing he talks about in this interview is that he wanted to make this show like be respectful of the Green Lantern canon / mythology while trying to make it an HBO show. And the shows he references are The Sopranos and Game of Thrones. Game of Thrones is a project that pretty much went out of its way to not involve almost any of the fantasy aspect of A Song of Ice and Fire to prioritize the politics. The Sopranos obviously is a completely different thing. And then he continues by saying, we wanted to make it accessible for anyone who doesn't know the canon, but satisfying for people who know the lore. And my question is, if you wanted to make, because obviously we've seen the plot synopsis being that they wanted to make it like a buddy cop show between Hal Jordan, who at this point is supposed to be a quote-unquote Legends Lantern, and the Rookie being Jon Stewart. And
they had to take back. They had for anyone who doesn't know, every single DCU project has released with a slogan, and for the Lanterns one, it was the one ring. What was it?
Only one can wear the ring.
Only one can wear the ring. They had to change it because of how bad the backlash was because of that slogan.
Yeah, because the thing is, here's the problem: that I don't think this show is going to be bad at all. I think this show, if anything, might even be great. My thing is, this is not going to be a Green Lantern show. Because if we get the space parts, because one of the things he says later in this, I want to see if I can find the direct quote, but I'm kind of paraphrasing here. One of the things he said was, we wanted to take this mythos that was kind of like he said, goofy space opera, and turn it into a more grounded, like, take or something like that. Thing is, why are we still trying to make grounded stuff in 2026? Fuck grounded projects.
Let me cut in really fast. The fact that you described Green Lantern as a, what did you say, goofy space opera?
Yeah, okay. It says here, like he's talking about how it didn't have the word green in it, and people are saying it might feel too grounded, and yeah, like
for one. The Lantern's mythos in DC is one of the most interesting aspects about their entire universe. The fact of they have literal materializations of emotions on the emotional spectrum, all of that, the different rings, the way they play into it, and the fact that he calls that a goofy space opera, that just tells me that you don't understand what you're talking about.
It's not even that you don't understand what you're talking about. If you don't respect the source material, if you don't enjoy the source material, why do we get writers, producers, directors, even to an extent actors, who don't even see the value in the source material? Because it's like, we can transition this into talking, because I don't want to talk too much about Lanterns, because we'll probably talk more about that when we get an actual trailer for it and stuff. But my thing is, how much more, we could, okay, let me rephrase that. We can transition this into what we were talking about earlier with Zack Snyder. Why do we keep on giving these people who don't really know the source material authority over comic book characters?
Or even if they do know the source material, I don't understand the need to put your own spin on it. feel like you need to leave an imprint on a character. It's like, no, dude. Zack Snyder did near irreparable damage for Superman. He literally was on the brink of just becoming a completely different character. It, like, Zack Snyder combined with the Injustice games completely changed the aspect of the landscape of the superhero genre for the last 15 years.
Superman, the movie had to save Superman's reputation pretty much.
Yeah, basically. And people hated it because they thought Superman was supposed to be this dark, grittier character.
No, you know what it was? How many people when they saw the Superman thought it's too goofy, it's too kiddie?
So many people thought that.
Yes, that's but my point is, if you don't like that, then you don't like superhero stuff, because that's what it is. Superhero stuff is not like, yeah, let's give a fucking machine gun to Batfleck and let him kill people. That's not what that character is, bro. Just because, like, oh my god, we have to make a more like, as much as my favorite movie of all time is the Batman 2022 Matt Reeves, right?
That is like grounded as shit.
And like, as much as I love that movie, I will say, like, as happy as I am for Batman Part 2 and all that stuff, I might be looking more forward to getting a more comic accurate
Brave and
the Bold than Batman Part 2. And my reasoning is because we haven't seen a Robin on screen since Batman and Robin in like the 80s.
Robin, who's arguably like the 5th most important superhero ever.
Yeah, I'm saying, like, Batman was introduced in 1939, I think it is. Robin was introduced in 41.
41.
He had 2 years of comics without, he couldn't last more than 2 years in comics without a Robin. It's been Batman and Robin since the 40s, and we haven't seen a Robin live action on screen since the 80s, where they got a college kid to play Dick Grayson.
Yeah, play a 12-year-old Dick Grayson or however old it was.
No, he became Nightwing like a year after becoming Robin, because he was already in college by the time he became Robin. That's not Robin. That's not Batman, because they made him with nipples too. That was another thing. But listen, my point is, as a broad question, we're talking about the lack of Robins in Batman movies. We're talking about stuff that Zack Snyder did with Man of Steel, with Batman v Superman, all that kind of stuff. We're talking about the Lantern Show and how they're taking this character who is supposed to have a rich mythos in space, kind of like a space opera kind of feel, and taking it and making them a buddy cop show set in the American heartland in the fucking ranch and shit. It's like,
yeah, they're in like fucking Wyoming or something.
Yeah, I'm saying it, like, are we starting to head into like do you think at this point that there is not enough comic accuracy in these projects? Because I was under the assumption that after Superman the tide would shift, and I don't know if it's gonna shift.
Yeah, especially because James Gunn has never shied away from that.
Never. And whether it's the Guardian stuff, the Suicide Squad stuff, or Superman,
I know it's probably because he doesn't, like, because obviously Superman was him. He directed it, he was in it, and everything. Everything else is just, he's just an overseer. It's not his project. So I understand, like, the fact that this is, but I should feel the James Gunn imprint on this. Like, bro, every single movie from the Snyderverse, you felt the Zack Snyder imprint, bro.
It was bad, but you felt it.
You felt it, yes.
Yeah.
Like, the only exception is, like, maybe Aquaman.
Sure, yeah.
Like, and now I'm looking at fucking this Lantern show.
Aquaman was actually, it was kind of Zack Snyder-ish.
Yeah, whatever. But I'm looking at this Lantern show and I'm like, dude, James Gunn, like, what you do best is the goofy. Like, you literally, like, all of your best movies have really good comedy in them, are really, like, silly. Like, bro, fucking Guardians of the Galaxy 1, they win with a dance battle.
Yeah.
They win with a dance battle.
Like, it doesn't get more comic-y than that, bro.
Yes,
and how many people loved that movie, by the way?
Yes, bro. People, like, that Guardians trilogy is one of the most beloved trilogies.
How many people loved Superman?
Yes. That's more to it.
A lot of people loved
Superman. I really love Superman. You like Superman. Snyderverse fans didn't like Superman.
Snyderverse fans is a loud minority.
It is a loud minority, to be fair.
It is a very loud minority. But my point is, though, is that I was originally, like, one of the biggest things we said coming out of watching Superman, or pretty much the whole internet said this, coming out of Superman was, will we finally get to a point with comic book movies where we start seeing comic book type shit in these movies? Because it gets to a point where I'm like, no, bro, I don't want your big bad to be some random mob boss that you decided to have a different realistic grounded take on. Like, I want to see in superhero movies them randomly fighting a kaiju in the background of a scene just because.
Yeah, it's so bad that Jesse Eisenberg, who his Lex Luthor, he openly has came out shitting on his version of Lex Luthor because of how much he hated the iteration.
Yeah, it's like, but that I was under the impression after Superman, I'm like, this is gonna shift the comic book space in general, because before that, it's like we had never seen this before. Yeah. We had never seen a comic book movie actually embrace being a comic book movie. The Fox X-Men, that's a very big example of motherfuckers who didn't you gave this project to people who don't even like the source material.
Yeah, I think that there was a lot of quotes where they were literally just saying we didn't want to be too much like the comic books because we thought we wouldn't be liked.
That's what I'm saying. It's like, dude, then why make a comic book movie if you don't like the comic books? If we're talking about Lanterns right now, are we gonna see Oa at all?
There's no.
Are we gonna see the Guardians?
We know Sinestro's been casted.
We know Sinestro's been casted, and supposedly both Sinestro and Atrocitus were in the trailer. I didn't see no aliens in that fucking trailer. Why are they humans?
Yeah.
Why do they look like humans?
Unless they do some weird shit where it's they
have some technology to make them look like that.
They took human form. If you make it to where Sinestro and Atrocitus are humans,
that's ridiculous, by the way. And the fact that we have to sit here and even worry about that is a red flag to me. It is a red flag to me.
And I get the fact that they don't want to dive just straight into the space stuff. They want to keep the universe. They don't want to expand the universe too fast and create problems for themselves. But dude, if that's your worry, why do a Lantern show? Jon Stewart was already going to be in Man of Tomorrow. You could have just given him a fucking introductory series later on.
Or if anything, if you were worried about the Green Lantern mythos being too much for you too early on, why did you introduce Guy Gardner in the first movie of the DCU? It's like, now you have to come into the Lantern stuff because you already have Guy Gardner. You can't have 5 years of your fucking DCU with Guy Gardner being your only Green fucking Lantern, can you?
He's pretty widely considered to be the worst human Green Lantern.
Yes. So my point is, why are we getting a Lantern show with people who don't like Lanterns mythos? Why are we getting a Supergirl movie where they're taking the main villain of that movie, who is thematically very important to just be a normal dude, and you look at him and he's the most stereotypical sci-fi villain ever? Yeah. The biggest worry about that movie is not, oh my god, are they gonna handle Krypto's character right, or Supergirl's character right, or Ruthie's character right? It's, what the fuck are they doing with Krem? Because Krem is supposed to be a regular guy. They made him a fucking like a super mutant or something.
They made him look like fucking New York Italian had sex with a Dalek from Doctor Who, bro.
I'm saying, my point is, we're getting we're getting these changes for these projects where I thought we were gonna start seeing a shift. The Batman Part 2, as much as I probably will love that movie and I love Part 1, are we gonna see a Robin in that movie? Are we gonna are we gonna see a Robin in that movie? Are we gonna see Batman even glide in that movie? Because he barely glided in the first one.
I don't even know if I would count anything he did as gliding.
Bro, no, he had that wingsuit where he kind of glided for 5 seconds and then instantly rammed into a fucking tunnel or something.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And listen, I love that movie. I adore that movie. But it gets to a certain point, man. I want to see my superheroes do superhero shit, and I want the comic book movie to feel like it came out of a fucking comic book.
Yeah, I mean, and that was a big kind of hope for Supergirl. Is they're literally they're supposed to be directly adapting a comic book, because obviously there were going to be changes.
There was always going to be changes, and we already know there are going to be changes.
But
my issue,
large changes is a problem.
Exactly. Okay, I don't want to spoil the comic for anyone who hasn't seen it, but we'll spend some time talking about Supergirl because you brought it up, right? If you read the Supergirl Woman of Tomorrow comic book that it is based on, right? Mm-hmm. I don't like the people who like to pretend like it's not heavily based on that comic. When it was announced, the movie was literally called Woman of Tomorrow.
Yeah.
Or something like that, right? So, my point is, in that comic, Krem of the Yellow Hills, the main villain, antagonist figure, whatever, of the movie, mm-hmm. or of the comic, is literally just a normal dude. And he's a normal dude for a reason. Because the main, the main villain or whatever is Kara's grief. It is not Krem.
Yeah.
She, maybe this is a spoiler. When they finally meet Krem, he doesn't put up a big fight against Kara because she's fucking Supergirl. So, it's not about that. And then we haven't obviously seen the movie yet because it hasn't come out, but then you see the trailer for Supergirl, and you look at Krem, and this guy is a 7 foot tall, hulking, massive beast of a human being who looks like a stereotypical sci-fi villain that you just plucked out of a fucking hat, with a bunch of random ass metal beads on his face and yellow eyes and a bald head and a weird fucking metallic suit that's like that like barely even covers his chest and is just weird as fuck. So my point is, are they gonna make him like, oh my god, he's the big bad? The final fight scene is gonna be the fucking... It's like, no, that's not what that comic is about. That's not what that storyline is about. And I know you have to make changes, but why are we this is a big talking point. We just reviewed Punisher, the special presentation. One of the best things about that special presentation is the fact that there was no big bad, there was no big villain.
Yeah.
One of the best things about Woman of Tomorrow as a comic book is that there's no big villain. It's just a character study of a character who is naturally not grounded.
Yeah.
Because you're talking about a character's grief. Her grief is losing out her entire planet because it exploded. That is not grounded. No one knows what that feels like.
Like, there's only so many times you can watch a movie, however good it is, end in this big fight scene between the big and the bad, the good and the bad, like a fucking Brave New World where they fight Red Hulk at the end, or something like that. There's only so many times you can watch something like that, and even if it's done well, Age of Ultron, it was done well. Avengers, the 2012, it was done well. Right. Fucking Infinity War, Endgame, it was done really well. It ends in this big fight. And these are obviously generational movies. The entire Avengers franchise is known for this format and stuff like that. And it's obviously not going to change. But, like, there's only so many times you can watch that and that be all there is to the movie.
Yeah, it's just, like, that's the thing, like that's the only thing is, like, comic book movies have to have a big bad at the end. That's ridiculous. They don't have to. Wonder Man was one of the best shows of 2026, and it didn't have a big bad. I promise you,
it's not Power Rangers, dude. You don't need a big fucking fight with explosions at the end for it to be good.
That's one of the things. Shang-Chi, that's another movie.
Mm-hmm.
That movie would have been a 10 out of 10 if he didn't randomly fight a big CGI dragon at the end.
Yeah.
Like, it just would have been. It would have been. So my point is, why are we, and the reason why they're doing that is because they're afraid of delving into these comic book characters who naturally are not grounded, and doing character studies on them because they feel like it's not going to relate, it's not going to hit. You could do a character study on Superman that no one is ever going to relate to naturally. When I say no one's going to relate to, I mean, like, no one has been through what Superman has been through. But you could still relate to him if you do a proper character study. But they're going to be like, no, we have to shy away from that. We need him to fight Brainiac. We need him to fight Doomsday. We need him to fight Lex Luthor. We need him to do all this kind of stuff.
We need the pink kryptonite.
Okay. Yeah. But we will never see Pink Kryptonite in live action. We will never see it. And yeah, should we see it? Probably not. But we will never see a lot of that comic kind of stuff in live action.
There's certain websites that start with an R and end with 34 that you need that for. No, but okay, on a real note though, like, in a lot of places like that, they don't adapt different aspects of the character. Like, okay, if we look at Batman, when was the last time we've seen Batman, a movie where it wasn't just like obviously in Matt Reeves' Batman 2022, it was him versus Paul Dano's Riddler, and even at the end, it was the effects of Paul Dano's Riddler. And there was changes in his character. There was a lot of that. But, like, there's not a lot of instances where we see a character, especially CBMs, especially for big characters. Spider-Man. When was the last time we saw, like, and apparently we're supposed to be getting this in Brand New Day, where it actually delves into the character itself, and there's not just, I mean, there is Tombstone in Brand New Day, but there's not just a big bad that needs to be solved.
Yeah, but
because more often than not, they use the fucking big bad as the plot device. No Way Home, Green Goblin kills Aunt May. That's the plot device. That's what actually develops Peter's character. We don't just see development of his character from his own cause. It's almost always through the antagonist, and it's like, yes, you don't always. Yes, it works, but you don't always need that. Yes, it works, but there are ways to not do that, and it'd be very good.
But my point is, though, the reason why I feel like they do that is because they needed to feel a certain way, because they don't feel like people can relate to these comic book characters because they're too goofy. So that's my thing with Supergirl that I'm worried about Supergirl for. Woman of Tomorrow is one of my favorite, like, miniseries comic runs of all time. My point is, though, is that comic run, the whole point of that is to get you to relate to a character who is inherently, like, objectively not the most relatable, because no one in the world has lost out on their entire planet. No one in the world, their entire planet, no.
It's an allegory. It's a metaphor to, like...
I get... My point is, though,
Yeah.
no one has, like, from a objective stance, no one has gone through what she's gone through. Right? Where she has seen her people get wiped out, like, 3 separate times. My point is that you can still relate to her by the end because of good writing. But they feel like they can't make those projects because people won't relate to these comic book characters. They're too goofy. One of the biggest things about Superman before Superman the movie came out from James Gunn was Superman is too boring. Everyone's like, Superman is too boring.
Yeah.
It's like no, he's not. The problem is that you haven't had a single comic book movie that actually shows what Superman is supposed to stand for thematically. Because the one time they tried it, like they really tried it, was when they gave it to Zack Snyder and he decided to just make him Jesus who kills.
Yeah, no. We could talk so long about Zack Snyder.
I'm saying, but Zack Snyder is a big reason for this, though, because Zack Snyder was basically the pioneer of like that early 2010s era where every movie needed to be dark and gritty. Every movie.
I wouldn't say even said he was the pioneer. He was like the revolutionizer.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. Like Man of Steel was Man of Steel was the reason why we got TASM 1.
Yeah.
And TASM 2. TASM 2 less to an extent, but TASM 1 was because of Man of Steel. Or The Dark Knight is where it really started.
Yeah.
Where I see why people love The Dark Knight. I have my problems with the Christopher Nolan stuff because I think the grounded take on Batman set the comic book movie industry back like at least 20 years.
Yeah.
It really did. And so listen, I do think it's a worthy thing to talk about. I'm looking again here. I'm putting it back to lanterns. I'm showing you this picture of lanterns right now. Why is there gold on the Green Lantern ring?
That's ridiculous. It should be
right. But you need to read one comic run of a Green Lantern. Not even a comic. You need to read 5 panels of a Green Lantern comic to know that you can't do that.
Yeah, it should be green and black. That's what it should be.
That's what I'm saying. Or green and white. Like anything other than gold. Literally just anything other than gold.
Like, it's so ridiculous to me that so many characters, and DC has gotten the worst of it. Let's not sugarcoat it. DC has gotten the worst of it.
Yes.
But even in Marvel, characters just don't get the most done with their characters. The fact that we never even got a real Hank Pym. Like, yeah, we had Hank Pym, but we never got a Hank Pym Ant-Man. That's ridiculous. Doctor Strange's character, outside of the first Doctor Strange movie, was not done good a single time. Yeah. Like, he was made a complete idiot in No Way Home. In fucking Multiverse of Madness, he was made stupid. All of that. I mean, how many other characters can I go into?
It's like, even outside of just characters, it's like a lot of the time we miss out on getting so many potentially good storylines or good characters in general that they just completely leave out because they're afraid. Producers, directors, writers, they're afraid because they're like, well, I don't know if the general audience, I don't know if the masses want to see a movie about, I don't know. Like the fact that we never got Natasha and Bucky.
Here's one thing
in Marvel. We never got it.
Here's one thing I don't think we'll ever get. I don't think we'll ever get a Poison Ivy and Harley Quinn
in live action. Maybe not.
I don't think we'll ever get that because the meaning of her leaving Joker and then Poison Ivy and all of that. Like, I don't think even though it is like a really beautiful thing, I don't think we will ever get that. Yeah.
Or like, here's another question for you. Nightwing has sold how many comics?
He's like second or third. I think he's third behind Batman or behind Superman. He's third behind Spider-Man because it's Batman, Spider-Man, Nightwing. I think that's what it is.
It's Batman, Spider-Man, Nightwing in terms of who sells out the most comics. So Nightwing is a popular character, yes?
Yes.
Why has he never gotten a movie?
He was in that one Titan show, wasn't he?
No. It was a live-action Titan show. He didn't become Nightwing until like the second season or something. Why has he never gotten a solo movie as the third highest-selling comic book character? Why?
It's ridiculous. It's because most people...
No. I'm asking why. Give me a reason.
Because most directors aren't capable of writing what you need from Nightwing, and that is the family dynamic that Batman provided him, how it affected him, and how the actual role of Nightwing is meant to be for him. Because Nightwing is the perfect Batman. That's what Nightwing is. Right. That's what Nightwing should always be.
I agree with you. But from a producer standpoint, the reason why they do it, you're not going to get John, who's 40 years old, to show up for a Nightwing movie. Who the fuck is Nightwing, bro?
Yeah.
But like that's my point. Why do you care about that? Like, this is a character who sold the third most amount of comics. Why are you not making a solo movie for him? Why is he not getting a solo movie?
No,
Why? That character was created in what, the 80s? Nightwing was created in the 70s even? When was Nightwing created? The 70s, the 80s?
Like the Nightwing persona, or
the Nightwing persona, yeah, not Dick Grayson. The Nightwing persona.
Nightwing persona, it's
like the 80s, right?
It might be the 60s, though.
No, not the 60s.
It's old, dude.
But like, at least the 80s.
At least the 80s.
Right? So my point is, after all that time selling all those amount of comics, why is he not getting a solo movie? Because the directors and the producers and these people are scared of making it, because they're ashamed of the source material to an extent.
Yeah.
And like, I'm so tired.
This is a big thing with Invincible having come out, and all of these fans, now that they've seen this dark, fucking gritty animation style, all of these people coming out are talking about how Invincible is like one of the best shows ever, and all of this. It's like, no, dude. As much as I liked Invincible season 1 through 3, this is a pretty standard level animated show. You just have never watched animated shows before because you always considered them as kiddie or lame or stuff like that. Like, bro, talk to anyone. Like, most people over the age of 30 will talk about, like,
or not even just that. Even if you take out the show aspect of people who don't watch animated shows, because I think that stigma of animated shows has started to like erase in the last decade anyway, just naturally. My thing is, the people who watch Invincible and they say, wow, oh my god, this is like these are such like unique storylines, they say.
No, they're not.
Is Invincible really a unique storyline, or have you just not seen a comic be properly adapted and truly embrace its source material? Because Robert Kirkman made both of them.
Yeah.
So he's not going to shy away from his own source material.
Yeah.
But like, Invincible is a great comic, obviously, right? It's a great storyline.
Yeah.
Like it is. My thing is though, is it even top 5? No. But the thing is
top
though,
5 for what?
In terms of like a comic book storyline.
Oh no, dude,
no,
it's not top 50.
That's my point. People are acting like it's the fucking best one. Why do they act that way? Because the best ones either haven't gotten adapted, or like they come from like, say, like a Marvel or DC character who probably have had maybe a solo movie or two that just completely disregards their best moments in the comics. Why did it take us until Spider-Man Homecoming to watch him lift the rubble off his head? Why did it take us until, 2014 to get a live-action Gwen Stacy, let alone her death? Why did it take us until, Spider-Man Brand New Day to see a version of Aunt May die?
Oh, No Way Home, you mean?
Oh, No Way Home, yeah. Why did it take us No Way Home to see a version of Aunt May die? It's like, how many good comic lines have come from something like that happening that we just haven't seen because they never had the balls to do some shit like that?
We're finally getting broke Spider-Man. We haven't seen it since the Raimi movies.
Literally, yes.
He was broke in the Raimi movies, right?
Yeah, he was, yeah. But my point is, why do people say the Raimi movies are the best Spider-Man movies?
Because they're the most comic accurate.
Right. Why have all the other ones become less and less comic accurate over time? Because they're still ashamed of the source material.
Yeah.
So it's like, I don't think the Raimi movies are that good, but they're the best Spider-Man movies.
Yeah.
Because all the other ones are don't embrace Spider-Man and aren't actual Spider-Man comics.
Yeah. I mean, that's why, in my opinion, the Spider-Verse movies are the best CBMs we've gotten.
Yeah. And but like the thing is, like, what the big, like those movies were the biggest risk to even make, because it was, man, who the fuck is gonna go to the movie theater to watch an animated movie?
And because of Shamik Moore.
No, stop. But like, my point is though, like they're like, oh well, we can't make an animated superhero movie. Nobody's gonna go watch that. Yeah. And then you release it as one of the biggest movies of all time.
Yeah, bro. That, like, literally, Post Malone got a career off that movie. Not really, but but like Sunflower is his biggest song. I think it still has his most listens, and it's because of that movie.
Yeah, that's my thing. Is like it was a risk. It was a risk to even make that, and look at how good that storyline is.
Yeah.
How many comic book like storylines or plots or whatever have we not seen because people just aren't willing to take the risk that they took with Spider-Verse?
Yeah, like oh my god, like in Lanterns, them shying away from the space stuff, them leaving him on Earth, them only having one ring at a time. Like, okay, if they do that ring thing, and Hal Jordan does not die,
it says here only one can wear the ring.
Well, if they do that and Hal Jordan is not dead, I am going to be mad. And if we go that entire show and we don't see a single Yellow Lantern,
I sorry to cut you off. I just saw a tweet here, the official Lanterns teaser. The first line is him saying, it's 2 months in, I haven't even worn the ring.
Yeah.
That's
like,
ridiculous.
Dude, that's ridiculous. That's not Hal Jordan. Let's be honest here. If I go, like, dude, and especially because of this James Gunn universe, I want to see a majority of the Lantern Corps. I want to see Star Sapphire and her relationship with Hal Jordan.
They're not going to do that.
Yeah, they're not.
I promise you they won't do it.
They're not going to. I want to see it. We're not, like, we might not.
We'll get lucky. We'll be lucky to get a Carol Ferris. I'm serious.
We might not see the Guy Gardner as a Red Lantern plotline, which I thought was really good, or Supergirl as a Red Lantern, which I thought was also really good. We're not going to see, like, the fucking Lantern Wars of when Sinestro goes and gathers all of these characters as Yellow Lanterns, like the fucking Anti-Monitor. Obviously, we're not going to see that, but, like, when we see big things like that.
Let me ask you this question. With how, like, hesitant we are that we're actually going to get a show in Lanterns that actually embraces its source material, do you genuinely think that we will see the Guardians in this show?
There's no way they don't show the Guardians.
No. Not from, like, there's no way they don't show it. What are the actual chances we think of actually them showing it?
I think they have to. I just don't know if they will. I think they have to.
Because
the Guardians are so central to everything.
They are essential. But, like, okay, if you had to give it genuinely off of your opinion, like, not like should they or should they not, what are, like, from, like, 1 to 10, what is the chance that we will see Guardians?
Normally the Guardians are there as the teachers for, like, New Green. Like, they get dragged to Oa and they get taught by Kilowog.
Right. All of that. That's not happening here, though.
Because Hal Jordan's teaching Jon Stewart, I don't think we're going to see the Guardians. I think it might be, like, a 2 out of 10. Unless we see some fucking, like, communication where the Guardian calls the ring.
Right. But even then, like, will we see, like, forget the Guardians then, will we see Oa? I think that's almost a 0%.
Yeah, like, they're going to save Oa for season 2?
Yeah, I'm saying, like I just saw in this article that they're, like, trying to hint at the fact that, like, they'll probably go into other Lantern Corps in season 2. So what? We're not gonna get Sinestro Yellow Lantern? We're not gonna get Atrocitus Red Lantern then?
And there's so much you can do with the Lanterns, especially, like, the Black Lanterns could be a fucking universe reset once you get there. All of that. I mean,
there's so much you can do there, and the first reintroduction to Green Lantern that you get was Guy Gardner being, like, objectively pretty goofy in the Superman movie. That was good. You could build off of that easily to make that space opera feel. But then, when you actually want to introduce the Green Lantern mythos again, after the last time having it done in live action was Ryan Reynolds, they got scared from Ryan Reynolds. They got scared from the Ryan Reynolds movie, the Green Lantern 2011 that we reviewed a while ago, and they said, we don't want to take that risk. We don't want to even give him a movie. We got to give him a show. It's got to be a show. We can't give him a movie.
Oh my God, can I say, if we get into that show...
Because they were ashamed of the comics.
If we get into that show and Hal Jordan's suit is actually brown, and it's not like he puts the ring on, it turns green thing, I'm going to be so mad. Because that suit is so ugly, too.
Right, yeah.
Like, dude...
Why? But what is it? What is it? They wanted to make it look like the Green and the Green Lantern. I think it's the Earth One suit. Because it looks the most realistic.
And it's like a pilot jacket thing with Hal Jordan having been a pilot.
Right, what I'm saying. Because it's like, the most realistic. It's like, no, bro. Give me a fucking Green Lantern suit for Hal Jordan with the white gloves. With the fucking, like, glowing fucking thing. Like, as much as we shitted on Green Lantern, the movie, right, the Ryan Reynolds one, no one can say his suit didn't look good.
I liked it. I think you said the suit.
Or, like,
I think you said the suit was bad.
I said the suit was bad when they tried to, like, over CGI it. But the suit as a whole was not bad.
I really like that suit, yeah.
Or, like, they had the right ideas with that suit.
Like, dude,
for sure.
Bro, if I see them, like, if I see them put the suit on, and it's like, I can visibly tell they're wearing shoes, like, bro, if I see your Timbs while you're flying, I'm gonna be fucking mad, dude.
Like, know what I'm saying, bro. But because that's something we don't know if it's a thing of, like, they get the suit when they put the ring on because Guy Gardner's not wearing a Green Lantern suit.
Yeah, I always thought that like you could just change the suit by your own will, and most Green Lanterns don't. Because Guy Gardner has always had a different suit than the other Green Lanterns because he always had the.
Well, no, like every Green Lantern has their own, like, small variations.
Well, not every, but, like, yeah, for the most part.
Most of them have, like, their own small variations.
But, like, the fact that,
like, not everyone has the Hal Jordan white gloves.
Yeah. But the fact that fucking Guy Gardner had a fucking Justice Gang themed suit, and it's like you could visibly tell he could unzip the jacket, like, and the fact that the one we've seen, it looks like Guy Gardner has to take 20 minutes to put it on just to look like a flying turd. Like,
listen, I kind of understand that one, because it is a matter of like they probably didn't have the budget to make Hot Girl, Mr. Terrific, and Guy Gardner all individual suits, which is whatever. But like, listen, man, the like why are we like? My point is with the Lanterns, with like all the other projects we've talked about, the Zack Snyder stuff. Why are we continuing to give these projects to people who don't even respect, like, anything the source material? Why? Like, why are we giving a Green Lantern show to a showrunner who thinks that the space opera stuff is goofy? Who thinks that the green is goofy? Why?
Yeah, no, the quote where he said the green is goofy, I like genuinely questioned, why take this project? You could have, if James Gunn wanted you on, you could have requested a different project.
Exactly my point, bro. Why make a Supergirl movie if you're going to make it, if you're going to turn it into, at least I hope I'm wrong on this, why make a Supergirl movie if you're going to turn it from a character study to we have to beat the big bad movie?
Yeah.
Why?
Like
if you don't like the source material, then just make a different Supergirl story. Why are you adapting that story and then changing the most significant part about it because you want to make it easier to appeal to? Because you're afraid of the source material then. That's the only way I can interpret that. Either you don't like the source material, which is an issue, because then why are you adapting the fucking comic? Or you don't or you don't think like it'll appeal to anybody, which then why are you making the comic if you don't know how to make it appealable? It's like, I don't understand, bro. I don't understand why we continue to give these people who don't like the source material comic book movies.
Yeah. And it's ridiculous. But there is a bright spot in here to make a turn. And that is the Marvel show platform that they've created for themselves this year. With Born Again, with Punisher Special we just talked about. Which Wonder Man as well. Talk about Born Again Season 3. We're going to be getting Matt in prison. We're going to be getting The Hand. Presumably.
Yeah. And we're getting the actual Defenders.
And we're actually getting the Defenders again. Which is all very good. I mean, one thing that I want to see, and there was rumors they might be bringing Elektra back, which I think that'd be pretty interesting as well. Stuff like that.
But like, talking about Daredevil Season 3, the plot lines that are rumored to be involved there are some of the most comic booky stuff.
Yeah.
Like King Daredevil.
King Daredevil was a rumored plot line where obviously in the comic he like realizes that what he's doing is not working, so he takes control of the Hand. That's when and Charlie Cox had already said that Daredevil's gonna have a beard in season 3. Vincent D'Onofrio said that as well, which King Daredevil has a beard in the comics. That's why the rumor came out. He takes control of the Hand, and that's when we see Elektra in the Daredevil suit, which is a very beloved comic look. Like, that's ridiculous, dude. The fucking
I just showed him a picture of the fucking Green Lantern.
It looks closer to a yellow lantern suit than just to a green one.
Yeah. The fact that it's hugging a coat rack is crazy.
You think he gets it dry cleaned?
God damn, bro. That would be ridiculous.
Okay, no. Dude, that's deadass a joke they would put in that show, too. I feel like. Like how they put the fucking Bucky washing his arm in...
Oh my god. Okay, I'm sorry to drag it back to Lanterns, but like, the Lanterns is a big reason why we're talking about this in the first place, but... Do you remember that one line in the teaser where John goes to Hal? Let me say it. When John turns to Hal, they're in the car together, and he goes, "Have you talked to any of the other Lanterns? Like, what are they like?" And he goes, "Why would I talk to any of them? They're all fucking aliens."
One of them's a squirrel.
Yeah. Bro, why are we... Like, first off, if you know about that character, you would know it's not a fucking squirrel. And also, how Jordan would never say that his best friend is Kilowog.
His best friend is Kilowog. And one of the main features about the ring that is always there, even if they change other things about how it can work, whatever, the auto-translate feature.
I'm saying!
Is one of the biggest things about
the auto-translate feature is literally like like a staple for the ring.
Yes, bro. It's like, lasso of truth, no truth, bro.
like I'm saying, bro, it's ridiculous.
That line, actually, that just reminded me of that. I'm gonna go back to what I was talking about with actually good written shit. With the Daredevil universe. I'm hoping season 3 is the last season, just because I would prefer Charlie Cox to become a movie feature in style. Like, he will have 6 seasons of his own solo shit.
Yeah.
Excuse me. I do think, I mean, like, there's so many different directions they can go off, and that's because they pulled from so many different comic runs in season 2 and connected it all together in a pretty, like, well thought out story. Even if some people have their problems with, oh, why did this happen? Why did this happen? Like, when you were watching it, it flows together very well. And so in season 3, we're gonna see Matt in prison. Presumably, we're gonna see, what do they call him? Like, Devil Fist, or like Iron Fist in the Daredevil suit. We're gonna be seeing, I mean, Luke Cage is gonna be there. Jessica Jones is gonna be back. Like, we're gonna see a lot of stuff. I mean, I don't know if we're gonna see this in Born Again, but Wilson Bethel's Bullseye is.
I would be shocked if we don't get like a Thunderbolts.
Yeah, the theory is him with Thunderbolts.
Yeah,
or something like that, which I honestly think would be a very interesting twist from his character. I mean, yeah, like, there's just, when you actually look at the source material and pull from so many different things, and I could talk about Charlie Cox so much. He is gone out and said, I have read probably every Daredevil comic. In the courtroom scene, in the finale, he has a Daredevil comic sitting on his table.
Right.
He knows the source material. He understands. He knows that you can't just copy a comic bar for bar, but that's why he knows. We pull from this, we pull from that, and that's why his
stay essential to the character.
That's why his adaptation of Daredevil. That's why he is probably the best casting Marvel has ever had. Like, it's between him, Vincent D'Onofrio, and RDJ. And as iconic as RDJ is, I think Tony Stark is way easier to do than Matt Murdock is.
True, yeah, acting wise, yes.
Yeah. So I think Charlie Cox is the best casting Marvel has ever had, and that's because he knew what to do. He studied. He actually went. He put the work in for the character, and he understands the character, which is something that I cannot say about so many fucking Ezra Millers.
Ezra Miller, Gal Gadot to a certain extent, Batfleck, Henry Cavill's Superman, which no fault of his own.
I don't blame
him.
I don't blame Cavill.
But you can't leave his version of the character out.
I don't blame Cavill or Ben Affleck. I don't blame either of them.
But you can't leave either of those two characters out.
You can't leave either of those two characters out.
You look at who else? The Ant-Man movies in general,
Doctor Strange.
As a whole.
Even though Benedict Cumberbatch is like the perfect casting for Doctor Strange, his writing has been so bad for like 8 years now.
Yep. Hulk. Oh my God, Hulk.
Thor.
Thor is what. Hulk is the worst one. Though.
Hulk is egregious.
Hulk is egregious.
It is really egregious.
Hulk is egregious. Mind you, we have never seen Savage Hulk speak one word in live action ever. We have never seen it. Never seen it. People don't even know, bro. I still, to this day, when I get like a TikTok that has like a comic panel on it with Hulk in it, I still see people in comics that just talk about, I didn't know Hulk could talk. Mind you, he has been a character since what, the fucking 60s?
Yeah.
And people don't know that he can speak without being smart Hulk?
No, because like the most we get from him is fucking puny human or puny god in Avengers.
Right, yeah. Right.
It's like really small stuff like that. It's like, yes, I get you don't want to make him like fully, but Hulk can say thought out sentences, bro. That's like a pretty common thing.
Yes, literally.
Like, yes, he's not Bruce Banner smart, but Hulk can say thought out sentences, bro.
Right, like he's pretty much just like a 5-year-old in like a fucking raging body. A 5-year-old can still speak.
I would even say he's above that, to be honest.
But like 8-year-old then.
Yeah, but like stuff
like you get what I'm trying to say. Like, they have ruined that character in live action. They have ruined that character in live action.
Yeah, like they're gonna try and save him. Apparently, we're getting Grey Hulk in Brand New Day. They're gonna try. I don't want Grey Hulk.
Give me normal Savage Hulk in Brand New Day. Make him come out at night. Make him have a bad relationship with Bruce because we never actually got any on-screen resolution between him and Bruce.
Yeah.
Ever. So make him come out at night like he's supposed to every night. That's what the character is. Make him fucking have a bad relationship with Bruce and make him capable of at least being able to form some sort of coherent thoughts and at least sentences.
Hulk, okay, I'm not gonna rant too long. But Hulk and Bruce Banner, as good as the MCU has been, that is one of their most underused. And it's because they don't have the rights. I understand that. But
he's appeared in too many movies to use that excuse. I'm sorry.
But the ideology of Hulk, the fact that Hulk didn't occur when the fucking Gamma Bomb occurred. Hulk has been there since a kid. Hulk was a separate personality created by Bruce Banner to deal with the trauma from his abusive father. And the fact that we
never talked about that one time, by the way.
Not in the Edward Norton one. Not in the Edward Norton one. Not in the old Hulk movie. Not in any fucking reference.
Yep.
Like, and that's why when I see that scene in She-Hulk where she goes, I I'm better anger management than you because I do it infinitely more
She-Hulk
than you.
as a whole just downgraded his character so much.
Like, that's why don't even get me started on his fucking son.
Oh, man.
But like that, when I hear that line from She-Hulk, I understand why they have her say that line, but it is so bad, especially because even ignoring the comic context, in the MCU, it is a literal line of him saying, I tried to shoot myself and the other guy spit it out.
Right.
And you're sitting there telling me, yeah, I have better anger management than you? No. Just no. Yeah. It's just such bad writing with some of their biggest and best characters. In the comics, Hulk is, behind Spider-Man, probably the biggest character in Marvel. And he is so underutilized. His writing in the comics is so
never
good.
once even done a mention to the fact that Hulk is also like a... Like there is like super like natural elements to Hulk.
Yes, it's
they have never touched on it once, by the way. Like not even a tease.
It's not like a fucking like a paranormal thing, bro. Hulk is a mental health issue. It is a literal, like, from day one, it is described as a mental health thing, and that has never been touched on or anything in the MCU. It's so bad, and I get they can't make a solo movie, bro, but he's been in how many different movies? Like 50?
It's not like he was in he had
all of the Avengers.
He had pretty much. The Incredible Hulk movie with Edward Norton is pretty much used as like pseudo-canon for the MCU anyways. Yeah. Right? He was in Avengers 1. He was in all the Avengers movies, right? Avengers 1, Age of Ultron, Infinity War, Endgame, Ragnarok, what else? What else was he in? He was in She-Hulk. He was in that's damn near like eight projects off the top of my head. I'm sure he's been in more. You can no longer use the excuse of, well, we couldn't make a solo movie for him. I don't care. You've done so much more character work for him. That just what like why did we get a romance between Natasha and Bruce?
Why is the sun getting really low, bro?
Yeah, like why? Why did we ever do that?
Like, it's so stupid how they misuse characters. And we honestly got so far off topic of what we were originally even trying to talk about. But still, like, it's stuff like this where it's like they're scared, and especially with characters like Hulk, where it is a genuinely serious thing. Like, it is not something you can just glaze over. Like, it's something that you have to go into, and they just decided, okay, well, we don't want to go into it, but glazing over it would be a disservice. So we're just going to completely ignore that aspect of his character. And it's like, but you're ignoring what is like 70% of Hulk's character.
Right. It's ridiculous, man. It really is. So, like, that's why, like, I posed a question, like, do we think, okay, the question I asked in the beginning is, are comic book movies still afraid of their source material? I'll ask you a new question when we don't have too much time left. Do you think that in the future, right, we might actually start, say in 5 years' time, we'll actually start seeing the effects of maybe the DCU or Superman, where we see actual comic accurate stuff?
I have high hopes for James Gunn. I think Superman, I think Man of Tomorrow are setting a good groundwork. As bad as Lanterns is going to be, I think Clayface is setting a good groundwork.
Yes.
I
hope Supergirl.
And I haven't gotten time to talk about my personal opinion on the direction of the Flash movie. But I've talked to you.
We know nothing about it.
Well, yeah. I've talked to you about it. I think if he follows the groundwork of actually playing into what Flash stands for and stuff like that, he goes into Wonder Woman, what Wonder Woman stands for, what she means to people.
Side note, I'm sorry to interrupt you. Dude, the fact that we have not gotten an animated Wonder Woman show is crazy.
James Gunn wants to do it.
No, he said that since 2023. He should have done it by now. I'm sorry.
Yeah. No, but like,
getting My Adventures with Green Lantern.
And it's not even great. It
is not Hal Jordan or
Joe Mullane, I think.
Yeah, it's Joe. Like, why are we getting that before Wonder Woman show?
Yeah, but like, okay, back on topic. I think with the groundwork James Gunn has laid, yes, this Lanterns, all of this stuff is a big stain. It's a big shit stain on it. But I think he's putting himself in a positive direction, and I think it's one big blockbuster. Like that Wonder Woman movie, that Flash movie, or say like, I don't know, I'm fucking blanking. Say like a Dr. Fate movie or something like that. Like some character where they just really dive into the character. They show what that character is, like how they came to be that way, what they mean to themselves, to the people around them, to the greater world at play, the greater universe, the greater, like everything at play. You actually show that. It genuinely will mean so much. And I think if Beyond the Spider-Verse drops and that trilogy gets wrapped up perfectly, I think that will also be a big like nail in the coffin for like actually.
I see what you mean there, and I wish you were right. I don't think it'll have that effect just because it's animated.
Yeah, for Beyond the Spider-Verse, less so, but a lot more for like James Gunn's DCU, with especially the Wonder Woman movie and especially the Flash movie, because Flash is a big character you can do that for if you write him correctly. Right. Whether you choose Wally West, especially if you choose Wally West, because Wally West is more interesting than Barry Allen. But
I think they're gonna do Barry Allen, so they can do Wally West Kid Flash.
Yeah, I honestly,
which I wouldn't be against that.
I would prefer that over Bart Allen. I'm gonna be honest. So,
Bart? Yeah, no shit. We are.
Just a quick little side note: Matthew Lillard and Man of Tomorrow. We've seen rumors. We've seen Plastic Man. Probably no. We've seen Jay Garrick, which I don't think it's gonna be that, but I wouldn't be opposed to it. One I kind of like is Martian Manhunter. I kind of like that. He might be like 5 years too old for that, but I do like that Martian Manhunter casting, because Martian Manhunter is, a lot of people are fan casting about that guy, which I don't blame them. I wouldn't mind it, because Martian Manhunter is a shape-shifting character. I don't really care what the main race is, but I do think Matthew Lillard's an amazing actor. I just don't know if he can pull that ultra serious role, even though he did kind of do it in the FNAF movie. But I didn't watch the FNAF movie because everyone said it was bad. So
yeah, I don't know. I think we should wait a little bit to talk about that, because there's still a lot of stuff floating around about Man of Tomorrow. We could probably do a whole segment talking about both like Man of Tomorrow and what it could be. But we are 15 minutes in, so I think we'll wrap it up here. If you are on YouTube, like, subscribe, comment, hype. If you're on Spotify, like, download, follow, all that stuff. That will be the end for the second segment of today / second video. If you guys enjoyed,
and if you want to shit on Zack Snyder, go to Batman v Superman R34.
Oh wow, okay. Ignore that part. We'll see you guys next week. Thank you for listening.